We are from Middlesboro Elementary School. My name's Randy Rose. This is Sheila Smith. She's our director of instruction supervision. We were part of a shared leadership team that went to Natural Bridge State Park last summer, and we all chose a problem that we would work on with our schools. So we didn't actually write a grant. This was a different thing. Again, there's what we are. So our problem of practice was to work on novice reduction, as most folks are. We wanted a school-wide effort to reduce our number of novice students in 3rd and 4th grades. We are a now a preschool through 4 school. We wanted to reach more students and, of course, make it as direct and intentional as possible. Created a data wall, and at the beginning of the year we take STAR tests, STAR reading, STAR math, to kind of track where our students are. And we have all grades, like this is 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd and 4th. And as you can see in the red area, those are students that were below grade level in reading and or math. These are, and I'll have a close-up of these little cards in a few minutes, but all of these are students, 3rd grade students. All of these are 4th grade students that were reading below level. These students, when we use the yellow section, they're actually on grade level, but we still want to work hard on those. And then the ones that are actually in the green, which you don't see many there, those are students that were testing at least 1 year above grade level in reading and math. So that's kind of how we started the year. That's what our data wall looked like in September. And as you can see, we had a lot of work to do. A lot of kids that were below grade level. This is another STAR chart that we have in our hallways. Each of one of our kids has a code number so that it's not just putting your name up there where everyone sees where your STAR score is, but they know where their score is. This is reading, this is math, and this kind of shows if your STAR is here, you're below grade level. If your STAR is here, you're on, and if your STAR is up here, you're above grade level. So again, this is in September, and you can see that more than half of our students were below the line as far as being on grade level. So here's what we did. We created a mentoring program. Everyone throughout the school chose 1 or 2 students to just buddy up with. It might be a student, a former student, someone we already had a good relationship with, someone we like to talk to, they like us. We did this. We had cafeteria workers, custodians, everyone that works in the building spent at least 30 minutes a week with their mentor student and go somewhere and work on some skills, but also make some connections and just encourage. You can do this, making good, positive connections with our students. We did not, the bottom there, we didn't come pull someone out of their math class to say, hey, let's go work on math. This might be during their special class time, recess time, before school, after school, whenever we could get that part of the day that we could meet with our mentor kid and just talk and work together. Here's what I didn't try to pretty this up or anything. That's the actual, we had a folder in the office. We make sure that you see your student and you sign in so that we all know that we're doing what we say we're going to do. And then I like to add that one on there too. If you can't see it, stop making excuses. But and then here shows one. I didn't take pictures of all, of course, but here's one of our teachers and pulled her 2 mentor kids. So we've done this throughout the school year. And let me get up to it. And in December, our data wall was looking a little better. We were seeing less kids in the red, as we saw in the beginning there. The third grade students were reduced to 40. Fourth grade was still at 42. I'd forgotten to mention here, in the beginning, we had 62 third grade students in the red and 45 of the fourth graders. So by December, we were cutting into that, and things were looking better. We also, our mentor kids, as we take our STAR test, we will let them graph it as we go and hang on to that. We set goals for them. Like, here's my Christmas goal, and here's my end of the year goal, and this particular student hasn't quite made it yet, but from a starting point of 1.6 as a reader, this is a third grader, and now we're up to 2.9, so a year and 3 months growth. We're not quite where we want to be yet, but we're working. A lot of progress. This, where it says tested out, she was actually going to RTI classes, and her scores, she started the year at a 2, I can't see that very well, 2.7 I think, and now she's above 5. Now, I'm not saying that little 30 minutes per week did all of this, but we think it did have a positive impact on it. Yes. Another thing we do is, it's pretty cool that our third and fourth grade teachers, I'm sure lots of us do accelerated reader, and we see who can make the most points. Our teachers, and this says Miss Walker, Miss Lewis, those are our third grade readers, and our fourth. Our teachers actually sign on and challenge the kids to see if they can make more points than they do, so that's fun. So we actually have one fourth grader, she's beating her teacher. So Miss Lewis has some reading to do. But just those motivational things to kind of keep everybody on board. Here's what the cards look like that were stuck up on the data wall. These are fourth grade cards, so we know what they scored last year on K-Prep. So this student scored novice in math, novice in reading, apprentice math last year, and started the year, here was the grade level in reading and math. So we also tested October, December, and then April. So the end result for this student is reading went up about a year, up to fifth grade level, and the math up also. And then the same here. We had a student that was apprentice in both last year, and this year started the year at a 3.2 and now up to a 4.6 in math, a 3.9 to a 5.2. So we have seen good results, and we hope that continues to show throughout the rest of the year. That's the number of kids that were in the red. It went from 62 to 55 to 35, and now we're still at 32. But we pretty much cut that in half, so we're pretty proud of that. And this last couple here, it just shows a comparison of the two. This is that picture of the data wall in September with lots of kids in the red, and now we've considerably cut into that, and lots more over here in the yellow. Now the green, we had to move that somewhere else, but we have more kids in the green as well that are 1 year or above in reading and math. And there's that star chart that changed also. So we went from having, just for instance, this many kids below level to this many. And that's from September to December. We haven't got our April one. We just did the testing, but it takes a while to get all the stars rearranged. So we haven't done that one, but that's the way it looked in December. So, and this is the, hang on one second. This is the last slide. But this is an average of the kids, of those 62 kids that we started with that were in the red. This was their cumulative averages. So at the beginning of the year, these third graders were averaging a 2.4, and now that we're in April, they're averaging a 3.6. This is their math. They went from 2.7 to 3.8, and then here are our fourth graders from 3.4 to 4.3 in reading and 3.5 to 4.2 in math. So we've made a lot of growth, and we hope it continues and shows on K-Prep. The kids have loved it. We've built some, good relationships with them. So that's what it's all about.
Tell them to meet with your teachers regularly.
Yeah. Thank you.